Jason, welcome to the show. Man, how does it feel to be Jason today?
Feels good. Thanks for having me here. I'm glad to be here. But
Yeah,
yeah,
man. Well,
my
thank you so much. And again, on the scheduling thing, we had to flip flop some schedules here, so I appreciate that. And you actually have the ability to flip flop and move your schedule around just because the way that you've set your businesses up and the things that you do. So I love that. I want to dive into that. But before we get into that, talk about your expertise and your background. What's something in your journey that people don't usually ask you about but should?
yeah, I feel like people never ask about just like the mental piece to doing anything that requires a lot of work. The mental piece is so hard, and people. We live in a highlight reel society, so everybody posts their wins and all this stuff they want you to see online, but a lot of people don't talk about their struggles. And on the other side, a lot of people don't ask about the struggle either. So I'd say that's one thing that most people don't ask about is kind of the struggle and the journey for sure. Yeah, so digital marketing from a really high level, it's evolved, right? It's heavily about AI and stuff now, keeping up with things. But I wanted to start a company where I was a motivational speaker, so the company's intentionally inspirational. And I thought I was going to encourage people to quit their 9 to 5. My instant struggle with that was, can I do this if I haven't done it yet myself? So I made sure to tell people I was on that journey. And in the process, very quickly, I realized I had no audience. Nobody read my blog and nobody heard my podcast because nobody knew I existed. So I learned marketing as a way to kind of help myself and then notice the demand for those same services from other people. So when I actually started making money with marketing, I was like, this is actually kind of fun and I'm actually good at it. So let's lean into that. So I started a marketing agency by complete accident, to be honest with you.
So complete.
So I've worked with over 200 capital raisers in the real estate investing space, and once you build up that kind of relationship and network, you obviously have all the deal flow you can stand, and you kind of get educated on it. So I saw passive investing as a way to obviously not use any more of my time, which I don't really have, but to kind of diversify. I've got silver, I've got crypto, I've got stocks and bonds, I've got different stuff. So I saw it just as another opportunity where I didn't have to learn anything new. I don't want to manage real estate. I like the passive route for sure. So that's kind of how I got into it. Yeah, and it makes a lot of sense. I'm pretty tuned into that community. Like I said, the biggest piece is passive investor in 2 deals, but just so many clients in that space. If I'm going to invest with you, we gotta meet in person. Let's have a cigar and a meal together, and let me figure out who you are, because my best gift in the world is reading people, right? And it's just like a natural thing, kind of their vibe and everything. But if I don't believe in you, or I don't believe you believe in the deal, like nothing else matters. So for me, that piece, it's funny. I'm 43 and I feel like I'm 75 when I say that, but like that face-to-face interaction, like I really figure out who you are. That's how I would begin vetting deals going forward. So I got to really know the person, the sponsor. I want to see them, and kind of based on how that goes, we'll take a look at what's next. But I think a lot of it's changed. I've got some heartburn around multifamily. I know a lot of people do, just based on how some things have gone the last 2 years. I'll probably, to be honest, look at different asset classes going forward. So you live and learn. The biggest mistake people make is they focus on trying to get new people in their world when they have a deal, when they have money to raise, right? But the process needs to begin way before that, and once you start it, never stop it. You can have all the tools, all the latest tech in the world, but if you don't utilize it, it's never going to help you. It's like the greatest tragedy when somebody invests a bunch of money, never does the little bit of, Loom videos, customize these things, never does the little bit of effort required to get something out of it. And it happens all the time. It'll never stop happening because the nature of people is people are lazy and not good at prioritizing things. So on the other side of that, when people do execute, it really makes things a lot easier for them. Build their list better, get better relationships, get people that it will jump on wait lists and all kinds of cool stuff. So it's really the simple stuff, but another thing I like is putting yourself out there in video, video lead magnets, webinars. Because even now, as you're watching me talk, and I don't know if your audience sees video with us talking or not, but everybody is judging me and kind of figuring out that know, like, and trust piece. And video is the great equalizer with that. I mean, face to face is the best, but Video is a close second. So I think all that stuff's really important to think about. The advice I always have is start with the end in mind. So what that means is start with the back end of the funnel. So get some kind of a CRM. There's some good ones out there. ActiveCampaign, HubSpot, 𝗘𝗽𝗋, they're all good. Start with that first, so you have a plan once people enter your list. Then if you want to have a website for people to check you out, you can, but don't think your website is going to be this magic lead converting thing, because it doesn't generally work that way. And then I would say, if you can afford it, spend a portion of your budget on paid ads, because with Facebook ads as an example, you can get accredited investors in your list. And if you just rely on organic social media, you're not going to like the results. If you go post on LinkedIn till your fingers bleed a year down the road, you're not going to be completely satisfied with it. So even if you can spend $35 a day on Facebook ads, start working on getting some highly qualified people into your funnel, and you'll thank yourself that you actually have a growing, thriving audience.
Very nice. Very nice. $35 a day. That seems like a lot for somebody that doesn't spend on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
But kind of a minimal when you are spending on Facebook.
Yeah, and that's if you're doing it yourself. You want to hire somebody to help you do that. Obviously, there's a fee for that. But yeah, I mean, because I talked to somebody, this is interesting. It's probably been about 6 months, but she wanted to raise capital. So she got a CRM, got a website, and then she was paying somebody to post on her LinkedIn 5 times a week, and then responding to comments, doing all the DMs. And after 9 months, she said, I don't have anything to show for it. I said, what do you mean? Like, your network hasn't grown? She said, it's grown. I said, let me ask you a different question. How many calls have you booked from that effort? She said, 0. And I was like, ugh. How many email addresses have you got from that? 0. Mm-hmm. I said, do you see the problem? You're building your castle in somebody else's sandbox, and you have nothing to show for it if the water comes in. Mm-hmm. So I think it's really important to be smart with the time and the money you do have. Now, do I think LinkedIn's the #1 platform for people in this space? Absolutely. But you've got to use it correctly, and it better not be your only strategy. That's the advice I would take. You're still using yellow legal pads and Post-it notes. Newsflash, there is a newer technology in town. And I think it's here to stay. What I would do from LinkedIn is I like to drive people to webinars. I love webinars. They're wonderful if you use them correctly, but webinars are like the best lead magnet ever, because it's unique. It's completely unique. You can educate your audience, and then at the end of that, if they choose to do nothing, they're in your list like, you know what, I learned from this Jason guy. I'm kind of hang out and see what he's got to say for a while. Or they may jump on a call with you. Imagine that. So I really like pushing people from LinkedIn straight into webinars. We do one a month. We mix up our content, but it all kind of ties in. But highly interactive, highly educational, and if it goes well, we'll actually make an on-demand version of it as another piece. So that's what I like to do. Using just a PDF or just a white paper, so many people in this industry have the same lead magnets. There's just nothing special about it. No one cares. But when you add the interactive human live element to it, things typically go a lot better for you. We've been pivoting in business. Like, real estate investing as a niche is more challenging than it was 2 years ago. So we've had to expand our service offerings, expand our niche. But the AI assisted stuff, not only with ads, not only with copy, not only with offer creation, I think all of that stuff, utilizing AI, there's so much you can do with it, but just those little tweaks, getting the data, getting what people are looking for now, that type of stuff has been the differentiator for sure. So
here's a fun question. What if I don't have anything to sell? What am I doing here? Like, what am I doing with the CRM systems and like constant relationship building and reaching out? What if I don't have anything to sell? Am I just spending money, or am I missing out on opportunities?
Everybody has something to sell. Do you have experiences? Right?
Oh, I've got so many, and some that you don't even want to hear about, for sure.
So everybody's got the opportunity to coach, consult, educate on the path that you've taken, and you may tell yourself, I'm not far enough yet. It's a lie. There's always somebody back where you started who wants to take the journey you've taken in some regard, or they may be in a challenge you've been in. So everybody's got that ability to sell their time in a one-to-one or one-to-many setting.